All right, so sticking with sci-fi now, let's talk about Solar Opposites season 3, right?
Right.
I didn't even know this was out until you
Yeah,
mentioned
this
it a
was.
couple days.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
the
like,
thing. It was kind of
shit.
weird because usually man like I was following Mike McMahon on Twitter, so I thought I would have seen it show up or mention, and like it just passed my radar somehow, and I just only this week I saw it. I'm like, oh wait, it came out last week, all right. Unfortunately, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Ricardo, you could that's well, okay. So that's the preamble, and then you could get into season 3, right? Um, So yeah, we've been following this show since it dropped. Of course, the reason being is because of Justin Roiland,
Yeah,
famous for Rick and Morty, right? I just know it that the character that he plays, Corvo, right, sounds very much like Morty, right? Sorry,
Rick,
like Rick.
Rick,
My
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
right? Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. I love that. Yeah, I'm kind of doing like a altered version of the Rick Sanchez voice, right? So whatever, right? Um, but that's the concept of it totally works for me. It's just this family of alien refugees who crash land to Earth, right? And in suburbia, and they try to just live a normal life. But the plan basically is that, well, for one thing, they're trying the hardest, they're trying the damnedest, I should say, to leave Earth. But it's just always shenanigans with the ship and whatnot, and just everybody just kind of fucks up in some way or form, and they just never leave. And then also to the fact that they have this alien called the Pupa, right, which is
Right.
supposed to terraform the Earth
Mhm.
that they've crash land to, right, and it just usually never happens. Because the Pupa just goes on like these random adventures, a la Snoopy. So yeah, he's the Snoopy of the character. Like when our primary characters just kind of run about doing the shenanigans, he just go off and just do like all these weird stuff, and then just come back and act as if nothing happened, right? But yeah, we've been thoroughly enjoying the first. Well, we enjoyed the first 2 seasons. I will say, with the first season, it was kind of hard to, it was easy, I should say, to compare to Rick and Morty, right? So yeah, it was kind of hard watching the show and not thinking about Rick and Morty, right? But I felt with the second season though, that's when it started to kind of get its own identity, where it started to kind of separate itself from the Rick and Morty aesthetic, right? Even though it does have that really crass humor, I would say actually more crass humor than arguably more crass humor than Rick and Morty, right? I would say, right,
Right.
but in a smart way, right? So yes, it's not like intellectual or or existential like see Rick and Morty, right? But it does touch on like just a number of sci-fi conceits. I would say more of like what you've seen, more tropes than conceits. Basically, it touches a
Right.
lot of sci-fi tropes that you've seen in countless TV shows and movies, right? But they do it so well and just in this absurdist and this really over the top fashion. What this is really where the show excels here, right? That's what I'll say about this third season. Just how over the top and how far they will just go with this humor, boy. This non-stop quips, non-stop humor, right? And lastly, though, what also made the show very, very, very entertaining for us though is the story of the wall, right?
Right.
This sub story of the wall, where basically it's the characters of Yomilak and Jesse. It's more Yomilak, right? He is one of the two teenage characters that are in the show here, right? And he just has this thing about shrinking humans with the shrink ray and putting them in this sort of like this glass cupboard, if you will, right? But within that now, it's this like I don't want to say
Uh,
advanced society, but
yeah.
basically, it's just like all the rubbish and all that stuff that Yomilak, sorry, has thrown in there. Yeah, they formed this society there, right? But as we've seen throughout these 2 seasons, it's very dystopian, right? There's a lot of betrayal. There's a lot of just a lot of like corruption going on as well too, and we will follow like a character trying to get out of it, and it's more like characters wanting to rule the wall and all these other stuff though. But the sell is how they play it so seriously, but you can tell deep down that yeah, it's just as funny as the stuff that's going on outside as well too, right? So yeah, you get all these it's how they play it so seriously, but at the same time, it's just so ridiculous and so over the top. You just find yourself like just cracking up at it, right? And yeah, in a way, it really does feel, especially with the season here, like you're just watching two narratives play out. But somehow, especially with the season, and I have to give praise to this though, they kind of blend the two a lot though. They make it work, you know what I mean? But yeah, enough for the preamble. Ricardo, you could just kind of mention how you've been enjoying this season, this series so far, and then you can jump into season
Yeah.
three.
Right, yeah, so yeah, I enjoy it as much as it's basically this the Nathan Pyle's Strange Planet stuff, right? It that first season in particular did that joke really well, and then this side that side story, the wall is so good and it's so epic and well done. I didn't care for season two as much. I thought they kind of just was humor wise, it felt a lot more aimless. It's still okay, but this third season is much better. This one feels actually the most like Rick and Morty because this one does a lot of meta commentary and like just stuff like that. Like it had this whole episode with the line. That's the funniest thing ever for me.
Oh, that is one of the funniest
Yeah,
episodes,
that's a
hands
really
down.
early one. And yeah, it just is meta commentary. It relies on that type of humor and this just not being part of the world. The fact that they were commenting on the pupa having its own adventure, like it have this whole with the line and the pupa fighting monsters and yeah,
Yeah,
and
or A Godzilla as
yeah,
as
yeah,
Corvo
yeah.
says it.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny stuff. And then the wall storyline now goes in its own direction. It goes in a place I didn't expect it to go to, involving a lead. That's all I'll say. Um, it's funny to me. But they kind of come full circle with that whole narrative. And then the final episode with this season, I thought was what I call them is like a mix of Galaxy Rangers and Silverhawks.
Oh,
Yeah,
Silver Cups, though. I'll
right.
talk about Silver Cups, but
Yeah,
go on,
it's
go ahead.
basically that's what it is. It's Galaxy Rangers mixed with Silverhawks. Like it's just straight up 80s drama. Then what they do with that is kind of clever. Like but it's not super funny. It's just like kind of clever. Like this more than season two, but not as much as season one. It's starting to do it. It did its own thing. It didn't try to lean because sorry to say it is that whole joke, the whole Strange Planet Nathan Pyle joke, that kind of run into the ground, right? They can't really do so much with that. Or at least I don't think. At least they seem to have run out of steam on that thing. On personally, that is why the show worked. Like season one worked because of that. But they decide, all right, okay, we go with the own thing. And this one feels more Rick and Morty, just more random. Like the Silver Cups thing just totally felt like the Revengers. I forget what his name. The Revengers from Rick and Morty.
Oh
Same
yeah, them, right, right,
right.
right.
They're just kind of making fun of a group and they're all earnest or whatever it is, but then they give them some surprising depth, but it's like more funny, subversive stuff. Um, that's about it. I just didn't I watched it, I liked it. I liked it more than season two, but I didn't it didn't wow me over like what season one did. And I really it's a shame that we couldn't get more at that. Like they just kind of run it ran out of steam in that way, unfortunately. So that's about it. But yeah, solid season though. I had fun with it.
All right. Well, I guess that I enjoyed it way more than you did, right? Even though I have a few issues with it, right? But yeah, this one was just the most over the top, though. This was just, Justin and his team just went off the reels with this one, where you could
Yeah.
tell that they were just having an absolute blast with this. I forgot to mention too, there was actually a holiday special that
It felt more
premiered
random.
late last year, which I actually enjoyed. I
Right.
actually really enjoyed that one too.
No, yeah, it felt
Yeah.
more random. This season felt more random, which is good. Like it's good. It's at least it's better than nothing. But to me, the core joke of it is what made you what hold the show for me. And when you kind of get rid of that, it's like, well, it's just another animated show now. It's like, okay, you had to do something with that, man. Whatever.
Right, right. I understand.
Yeah,
What I will say as sort of a gripe though is that sometimes it is like, well, I guess I understand given the nature of it. It's a sitcom, right? We can kind of tend to forget that, oh well, and they're supposed to be like trying to terraform the earth, or isn't that they're trying to
yeah. That
leave?
was it. It
And I
forget
noticed that like because they did that in season two, where it's like, okay, we're
exactly
gonna start off with us trying to leave, and then something happens like, okay, we're not gonna do that again, and just kind of
right,
stop. And same
right.
thing with the season here. Like they start off with like, okay, yeah, we're gonna
No,
stop.
there's a funny joke there with Corfu and how Corfu was melting because he was
Yeah,
feeling
that the first
that
episode,
would,
yeah.
like I thought that's funny, but again, it's more random. Like it's not the core conceit of what the show was. The core conceit of the show was just look, we observe silly thing about Earth and our outside commentary about that. They didn't really do that too much in this one, and I was like, all right, well, it's just more random, and it just again, I find this season was most like Rick and Morty, to be honest. Like it felt the most like Rick and Morty. Like it's just
Right, right.
random adventure, wacky hijinks, but nothing
Yeah.
worth saying or talking about in any grand sense, other than like but the show doesn't really like tie into any kind of workable continuity in the same way, right? And
No, 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 no.
yeah, other than the wall stuff, but then the whole because and the joke about the wall stuff is like, well, it's just tiny people in our wall. So I don't know. I liked it, but and I had laughs, a lot of laughs actually, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just still didn't stick with me the same way I felt it could have. trying to
All right.
think.
Well, I'll understand why you would be kind of let down by this one, right? But I think for me, because of how over the top the humor was, and just how they just went in with each and every episode, though. Yeah, I was enjoying this though. Like for me, this one feels like the most crass of the. It's easily the most crass and over the top of the
Yeah,
season we got thus far. And for me, that's a good thing, right? But yeah, by now though, if you're not familiar with the weird humor, even if you're familiar with Rick and Morty, this one has a particularly weird humor to it, though, but it absolutely works for me, right? I do love how it kind of connects to certain episodes, just in very subtle, sorry, not subtle, in very simple ways, right? So, case in point, the second episode ends with them on a tree, in a line, literally, and the third episode starts from that
they
point, and
like
the whole episode is about the line. That
yeah,
third episode is hilarious, hands
yeah.
down one of the
That's
funniest
actually.
episodes we've gotten by. Okay, they just go so far in
But
terms of.
the girl had a side story. The girl side story of her imagine about this dude back in the head. Like just little
That,
dumb
that
shit like
was
that.
straight up creepy though, but it
Yeah,
was
you know.
funny as hell though. It was
Yeah,
funny,
exactly.
especially with the daydreams that she was having though. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
And
I
she
say,
wear
the show just goes off the rails though, especially
and she
with
wear like
that
a kind of
moment. Right?
Hillary Clinton pants kind of thing. Like all little
Yeah.
dumb nonsense stuff. It
Yeah,
works.
but
Like
but
it,
if
it's
but in terms of like little narrative trends, what they try to do, like they kind of explore the relationship between Corvo and Terry, and I like the fact that it's kind of established that they are a couple. Like I do like the fact
right.
that the aliens, they're not really thinking about gender all that much, but yeah, it's clear that they are a couple, right? And it makes sense, right? But yeah, they have like a lot of squabbles with each other. So case in point, in that line, episode, there's this hints that, oh, he's, there's my lying husband, we stand up together, and Corvo gets jealous, and it's all that stuff. That for me, one of my favorite episodes, hands down, have to be 99 ships.
Right.
That is episode. Let me put it up. That is episode 6, where yeah, where they show as much, not all, as much scenarios of all the other schloppens who leave their planet when it
Right.
exploded, and you see how their fates are. There's one montage involving dinosaurs though that had me in stitches. That was one of the funniest things I've seen that season, though. And it's just like how, because, like, spoiler, majority of them die, right? But it's the deaths of them that had me in stitches. One involving the Voyager, or I think it's a satellite from the Voyager. I was done with that. That had me in stitches. That was real hilarious, right? But I just love that scenario. It's like, oh yeah, let's see how everybody else meet out, right? But that was great for me, right? The silver cups though, like the moment they were brought, well, they actually were introduced in that episode, right? So essentially, yeah, this is intergalactic police force, right? But yeah, they were like hunting down schloppens basically, and
Yeah.
well, arresting them because, oh, they're illegal, and they spread across the galaxy, all that kind of stuff. But like the moment they were introduced, I was digging it, because they were incorporating a lot of like ET's Rockner. So yeah, it is like Galaxy Rangers in a sense, right? But I didn't expect that.
It's basically Galaxy Riches, and if you know Silverhawks.
Oh
That,
yes, Silverhawks for the 80s as well too. Yeah,
yeah.
I did not expect that they were going to expand on that story, because they have this neighbor who, to be fair, was being a real asshole, right, about his car. It's just his scenario. I don't want to say what it is, right? But it ends with him being jettisoned to space, right? And then the silver cops find him now, and they train him to be a cop as well. And yeah, it does feel very Rick and Morty. What was the? I think it's the one involving the so forgive me, right? I haven't watched Rick and Morty in a long while, right? The whole Society of Ricks thing. Remember, there was this one episode where it's just basically about the relations between Ricks and Mortys, and it's just
This is
all
another Rick's, right?
right, Citadel Rex, right? But the whole episode is just in that place, and just
Yeah.
all these Rick and Mortys, just all these random scenarios, and
Action,
that's how that episode played out to me, in my opinion, right?
Right.
Even though they did completely opposite in some points, right? Now, before I get to one of my major gripes, though, and the war story was going really good as well too. I really like how they expanded on the character of let me pull up her name quickly, of Sherry, right, who is voiced by Christina Hendricks, right? Yeah, who had a child, Petsley, Pessy, I think that's or Pesley, I think that's how you pronounce the name, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's how it's kind of a weird character thing that they do here, because she's all about the truth and exposing the truth. So she wants to expose it as best as she could, whether it means going out of her way to kill the guy who was running a Tim, right? And there's like a nice little subplot involving Tim though. That episode actually with Tim was great though, although they do a Brazil, right? They do the end of Brazil, and us, like, as much as I was enjoying the show, I was real let down that it didn't, but at the same time,
Right.
I was like, all right, I like that. I still like that, even though I was disappointed because I was like, yes, they out of the wall, and I was hoping for them to be back to normal there. But so everybody was telling me, nah, something gonna happen, something gonna happen, and then they pull the rug right on our feet. It's like, ah, shit. All they do that, boy. All they did the Brazil ending dread. Why, right? But it still totally worked for me, right? But yeah, Sherry character arc where it was going though was pretty interesting though. It's kind of weird given who her character is, but it's like yeah, I just want this more truthful world and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, what I will say though, as far as gripes though, where that arc ends and where the Silver Cups arc end, well, involving that guy who becomes a new member of the team, I was a little let down by it because it was real kind of anticlimactic. It just kind of ends it kind of ends on a dour note for the two of them, right? But
Right.
still, like I wanted to see more though, and I thought that, and this is actually in the second to last episode, which was a big letdown for me. 'Cause I thought in the finale we would have seen what happens next. It's like, well, no, we're not gonna get that. We actually getting this story involving Pupa, and they kind of doing the Groot thing. So he's a teenager now, and he all rebellious and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of see what they gain at in terms of okay, well, this is how we have to be now because we're parents, right? Essentially, that's Corvo and Terry, right? And we're a family, so we have to take care of Pupa as if he is our child, right? But yeah, where it kind of turns out in the end, I kind of get where it was coming from, but it still kind of felt kind of anticlimactic to me, man. But I know they're gonna follow up on that in the season 4. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get a season 4. But yeah, where it stops off is like, well, all right, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, as I say,
Yeah,
as
all
I
right.
say, yeah, as I
I
say,
guess, but still, it's
they
like,
could have
well,
do,
all right.
yeah. As I say, they could have do more with this, but still, I still prefer it to season 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
I
better.
will say it does a lot more than season 2 did. Especially the humor though. Humor is ramped up to like 11 with this one, man. And I would say like again, if you're just a fan of just that crass over the top humor, you will love this. But if it gets dull after a while or it annoys you, yeah, this show will do nothing for you, man. But yeah, I do agree with you. This is a really considerable step up from the second season though. Not as good as the first though. The first was just great in terms of just establishing this weird world and just these weird characters and whatnot. This one just kind of takes the weirdness just up this by a huge notch though. To the point that almost is like yeah, we just pulling ideas out the ass and just having fun with it though. But I kind of like that about the show, to be honest. I just like that, yeah, we're just going to go batshit crazy and just throw all these weird scenarios at you, right? I never so often make references to old shows and, music and all that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, if you've been enjoying the series now, yeah, you will absolutely have a blast with the season here. Although for me personally, I just find the ending was just kind of just kind of lackluster in my opinion, right? So if I could rate it, like a decent 4 out of 5, man. It made for a fun binge. I was just cracking up from start to finish, even though the ending once again disappointment. Voice acting is great. Animation great. The weird ideas totally work. Well, most of them work, right? The Silver Cups in particular had me going.
Yeah.
It's just how far they just took these characters and this all these sci-fi tropes and whatnot. So yeah, I enjoy this one, and I really can't wait to see what we get with the next season. So yeah, Ricardo, final thoughts and rating.
Yeah, rating. I didn't love it, as I say, but still better than part 2, than season 2. Yeah, as I say, the little bit of a letdown, as I say. But I don't know. I just think you can just sit down and just do more with it, as it was. But yeah, the main problem
Well,
is that
is it for you that you find it should be smarter? No, or
I mean, it
alright.
just yeah. The show has a unique conceit, right? It's a very unique conceit, which is the whole Nathan Pyle Strange Planet stuff, right? That joke. And so if you don't do that joke, I'm not sure what you're doing, like what you're bringing to the table, like concept wise. It's just another alien family or whatever it is. And that not interesting to me now. Like it stopped being interesting once you stray from that joke. So I don't know what you're gonna do. And again, they do some good jokes. It's not in the conceit that I expected to. So that's about it.
All right. Well, rating wise, what will you give it?
Yeah, so like a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I don't love it, but I enjoyed it.
All right, cool.